Aboard the spaceship, USS Callister, Captain Daly and his crew are being attacked by Valdak, his archenemy. The crew wants him to surrender, but Captain Daly asks Packer, the pilot, to take the ship into the asteroid cluster. They successfully manage to destroy Valdak's ship. Daly tells Valdak to surrender, but he refuses. Daly destroys his ship in retaliation, but Valdak manages to escape. Daly kisses both his female co-workers to celebrate. This turns out to be a virtual reality game. The real Daly is a CTO at Callister Incorporated. At work, his pass is not working. He talks to the receptionist, Elena, who is also one of the crew members, and she lets him pass through. All the crew members from the game seem to be his co-workers in the company, one of them being the CEO, James Walton. He settles into his office. A new programmer, Nanette Cole, enters his office, and fangirls all over him, for being the person who actually designed Infinity, a virtual reality game. James enters, and asks him about the new Infinity update. He berates Daly, and asks him to act like a CTO. He starts talking to Cole, and takes her on the company tour. Daly watches them in anger. He talks to the programmer, Kabir, about the ETA on the update patch. Kabir tells him that the update will be ready by the end of the day, but if he has a week more, he can alter the trading mechanics and critical hit systems. Daly, being lost over Walton and Cole, doesn't listen to anything, and just says yes. He goes home, and boots up a modded version of Infinity, the game from the starting. In the spaceship, he takes his anger out on Walton, for not being able to track Valdak. He gives various orders, to all his crew members, and uses Walton, as a stand, to rest his legs on. He exits the game. Next day at work, Daly watches, as Walton flirts with Cole. Kabir arrives in his cabin, and tells him that the new update will be ready by 24th December. Cole arrives next, and asks him for coffee. She goes to get the coffee, and meets her female co-worker, Shania Lowry. She tells Lowry, that the whole reason she is here, is because of Daly, while Daly is eavesdropping on them. Shania thinks she has a thing for Daly, but Cole denies it, saying it's strictly professional. Shania tells him not to be too nice to him, because he is a pervert. Cole hands Daly his coffee, and leaves. Daly stares at her, while she is working. Once everyone has left the company, Daly puts on rubber gloves, and grabs the coffee cup that Cole used. He goes home, and uses the DNA from the cup, and starts the process to replicate her consciousness. He wakes up in the morning, to find the process 68% complete. At work, Walton arrives in his office, and gets angry at him, for approving the new update for Christmas Eve. The replicating process is complete, and Cole wakes up at the USS Callister. She is utterly confused. She gets out of her room, and tries to find someone. She looks out the window, to find herself in outer space. She enters another room, where she finds the rest of the crew members. Walton explains to her, that she is aboard the USS Callister. Shania wants her to sit down, but Cole wants to know what's going on. Shania explains, that they are inside the Daly's modded version of the game, Infinity, reskinned to look like his favorite TV show. They are in the development build, sealed off from the rest, so he can control it. A bubble universe, ruled by him. They are stuck here, and can't leave. Because they are not their original selves, they are their original's copy, a digital clone. He cloned them all in for different reasons, something they did in the office that upset him. Shania, for calling him out in the office. Kabir, for resetting the admin permissions. Elena, for insufficient smiling. Nate, for bringing him the wrong sandwich. And Walton, for berating him all the time. The ship prepares for Daly's arrival. Cole runs to escape from all this. She vanishes from the door, and appears in front of Daly. He welcomes her, and asks her to take her post as the new science officer. She refuses, and asks him to go screw himself. He uses his power, to shut her face by covering it all with skin. She is unable to breathe, and see. He tells her, that she'll suffer like this, without dying. He can keep her forever like this. She submits to him. Daly asks her to triangulate Valdak's position. She doesn't know how. Shania tells her to press any button, they are all the same. He is on a planet called Rannoch B. They reach the planet. Cole asks Nate to use his gun on Dale. Nate explains that only Dale's gun works. Also, Dale is invincible while in the game. Valdak appears, and points a bigger gun at them. A giant monster appears, and tries to attack them. Daly's buzzer rings, his pizza is here, so he pauses the game. His body is just frozen in the game, while he receives pizza in the real world. It's revealed that Valdak is also from the real world, and so is the monster, whose name is Jillian, and she was from marketing. Daly turned her into a monster, because she didn't play along in the game. After coming back in the game, Daly distracts Valdak, and then shoots him. The monster runs away. They go back to the ship. Daly celebrates by kissing his female co-workers. When Dale tries to kiss Cole, she slaps him instead. Daly says, he'll show mercy today, but tomorrow he won't be so nice. He leaves the game. Shania tells her to just kiss, besides, there are no genitals in the game. Cole asks Kabir about the device that let Daly know about the pizza. Since he was able to make contact with the outside world, the device must be connected to a network. Cole uses the computer on the ship to hack his device. It's part of the Infinity UI to send a friend invite with a custom message. At work, the real Cole receives the message. She contacts Daly and asks him about the message, who dismisses it as spam. Daly appears in the game, and he is very upset. He gets angry at them, and Cole confesses that she is the one who did it. Shania tries to defend her. Daly decides to spare Cole, but turns Shania into the monster. Daly leaves the game. Cole is sitting alone, and crying. She notices a wormhole outside. She realizes that it's the update patch. She tells others about it, and that this means that Daly's build is still connected to the internet. She wants to fly into the wormhole, as doing this will delete any rogue code. Meaning, that they all would cease to exist. Nate tells them that they can't pilot the ship without Daly. But they can drive the ship while the game's on pause, like when he went to get the pizza. Cole wants to use Daly's device, the omnicorder, to make a phone call to herself. She plans to use her personal knowledge to blackmail the real her into doing what they want. Everyone agrees to do it, but Walton refuses, saying that Daly won, he always wins. Cole wants to know what's up with Walton. Walton explains that in the early days, it was just him and Daly tried everything to break him. One day, in the real world, Walton brought his 6-year-old son Tommy to work. Tommy left his lollipop on a desk. Daly took it and cloned Tommy. He brought Tommy into the game and then threw him out of the airlock. Daly threatened to do it again and again and again because Daly still has Tommy's DNA. He has all of their DNAs. He can just clone them again. Cole promises him that they'll destroy the lollipop. Daly comes home and boots up the game. Cole tells him about a distress signal from a planet. Daly tells them to go to the planet. Cole tries to flirt with him and tells him that they should go on the planet alone. They arrive on the planet and follow the signal. Cole, in an attempt to seduce him, takes off her clothes. She gets into the lake and invites him in. Daly gives in and starts removing his clothes. He leaves his omnicorder at the shore with his clothes. Kabir transports the omnicorder to the ship. They use it to access the internet and log into Cole's cloud account. They go through her photos and comes across some secret, personal ones. Real Cole receives a text with one of the images and gets a call from a private number. She picks up the call, and Walton from the game gives her some instructions to follow. In the lake, Cole tries to engage Daly, who just wants to go back to the shore. Real Cole reaches Daly's house. Game Walton hangs up the phone after giving her complete instructions, and Kabir sends the omnicorder back. Real Cole orders a pizza for Daly. Pizza boy arrives and rings the bell. Daly pauses the game. Cole goes back to the ship. Real Daly goes to open the door, while Real Cole sneaks inside his house. She grabs the lollipop and all other DNA samples from his fridge and sends the signal to the ship. She replaces Daly's VR device. Game Cole instructs Nate to fly into the wormhole. Daly arrives and tries to go back into the game, but the device doesn't work. Daly takes out a new device and uses it to log back into the game. The wormhole is decreasing in size. They'll need to go through the asteroid belt. Daly finds a broken ship on the planet and uses its computer to find that USS Callister is heading for the update vortex. They navigate through the asteroid belt while Daly chases after them. They get hit by an asteroid just as they are about to reach the wormhole. They lose the engine power. Walton runs to fix the engines. He talks to Daly and apologizes to him for berating him all the time. He fixes the engine and burns without dying. With the power back, they fly towards the wormhole. They manage to get into the wormhole just as it closes. But instead of dying, they manage to get onto the real version of the game, on the cloud. Shania and Walton arrive and meet up with them. Meanwhile, in the modded game, the update detects the rogue universe and attempts to delete it. Daly tries to exit game, but it doesn't work. He screams while everything shuts down around him. In real world, he is shown to be in catatonic state. The crew receives a transmission from a real gamer from the real world. The gamer threatens to blow them off unless they leave his quadrant. The episode ends with the ship leaving into the unknown. Like and subscribe for more videos like this.